Hi, my keto community. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. At least mine is today. I'm having a big salad, lots of lettuces, 4 different types of lettuce, arugula, baby spinach, romaine, and watercress. Yeah, with my tablespoon of macadamia nut oil and my tablespoon of Evu. And then I'm having my individual quiches that I make with the Swiss chard on the bottom, cauliflower crumbles, asparagus spears, 2 jumbo eggs, beaten a little bit. Oh, and 1 DeLuigi's organic sausage, and then the 2 eggs poured on top, slightly beaten, and then 2 ounces of organic Valley Munster cheese. Oh, does it get better than that? I have to wait a few hours till dinner, but I'll fill it. I'll go to the rec, and I'm making this video now. So, I have a question for you. If not now, when? When? When do you plan to do those little things that you say you want to get around to, but you just don't? You know how much energy that takes in your head with the gotta do, should do, would do, must do, as opposed to just getting her done? Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time thinking about, well, I really should. It would be good if I could. And then I'd completely forget that and go on with my day, only to find the next day. And usually it had to do about eating crappy and standard American diet type of food, thinking that I could still get away with it. I couldn't. I don't think metabolisms like grains and sugars after a certain age. I don't think they ever like sugars. But grains after a certain age, you know, the more I hear from older people, the more I realize, you know, that we're addicted to that good old breadstick, regular pizza, crackers, even chips. We're just addicted to that stuff. And I guess we're willing to pay the consequences of eating it with gas or bloating or both or constipation, or the worst part of all of that would be the craving for more, because 1 chip is not enough. And 1 chip is too many, and 1,000 are never enough, especially if they're Cape Cod chips. I love my Cape Cod chips. Hey, they're reduced fat, 40%. Those are delicious. Those were the days, my friend. I thought they'd never end. Oh yeah, a grilled cheese and a grilled bacon and cheese with avocado and a bag of chips. Yeah, that would make a great lunch. And then I'll have a couple of pickles too. But alas, those days are long gone, kissed away. I had to find other ways of getting satiated that wasn't necessarily emotional, right? I mean, that type of lunch that I just said was an emotional satiation. You know it was. And now, today, I do the OMAD, not recommended if you're new. And what is new? I say only 2 meals a day, 2 substantial, heavy fat meals a day. And how do you know you're getting enough grams of fat? Do you know? Are you using a tracker? Does your tracker tell you how many grams of fat you're having? Because that carries me, anyway, it did carry me from meal number 1 to meal number 2 to the next day, where it's like, we'll repeat again with a bulletproof coffee. Then I traded the first meal for a second bulletproof coffee for no other reason that it's a drink and it's filled with fat. And I didn't have to think long and hard about it. And I love my bulletproof coffees. And it seems to work. And I seem to still be in my maintenance of my 2-pound range. So I like it. But I had to say goodbye to some of the things that were emotional, um, what do we call those things? Crutches. They were emotional crutches in my journey, which is always getting tweaked, and I'm adapting to it. So I love my keto 1 meal a day. I'd rather have one great big substantial meal, and 3 months ago I would have said, no way, I need those 2 meals a day. I can't. But it happened, and I wasn't looking for it. I mean, that's the funny part. And so, like a lot of good things in my life, I wasn't looking for it. A solution came, a new idea came, a new way came, and just like low carb to high fat, it wasn't much of a jump to keto under 20 carbs, because I was practicing keto with more carbs than, a keto under 20. It was more like keto with carbs at 75. But I was having plenty of high fats. And so to go from like 75 carbs, which meant a sweet potato or a white potato, not about having more fruit or grains or sugars, to having keto under 20 wasn't the worst stretch I've ever done. I suppose the worst stretch is stopping smoking cold turkey, stopping drinking cold turkey, stopping grains and sugars cold turkey, right? So grains and sugars, stopping them and then moving away from them. The withdrawal is not fun. The withdrawal can take a few days, but I don't suggest weaning, because I think you still keep your brain lit up if you're having sugars, all kinds, even fruit, and artificial sugars and diet sodas along with that. And then, your brain with sugar lights up like a Christmas tree. Your brain with the visual of the bread or the cracker or the cake or the cookie, something like that, it's visual as well as physical. And I think that having little bits of it sets up a craving that turns into an obsession that must be satisfied. And you can't. There's just no way that you can do that and practice keto and have the dreams and goals that you never thought you could have again. So to me, keto is an all-in sort of venture. The keto under 20 is all in. And I don't lament what I can no longer have. I look forward to what I can have. And I think that's the difference. I think that that's behind a lot of successful people, is they say goodbye to that and they move on. Just like if you were dating 3 or 4 different people and you settled on one, got engaged and got married, you don't sit there, hopefully, and think about the ones that, aren't the spouse or the significant other. You end up being focused and committed and 100% in with the one that you're with. Okay? Same thing with the foods. I don't sit there and get all sentimental and, talking to another friend about, remember the days when we had this and that and this and that. I'd be having sugar plum fairy dreams for sure. And it's just not fair to yourself to have sentimental feelings about those foods. It's best to just kind of like, that was then, this is now, and this is what I want for my older metabolism, my older body, my feeling good, my level mood, my sleeping, my lack of constipation, just everything working out. Cravings, gone. I can't look at things too long, hence I practice the squinting at it, and cooking pages trigger me. So when somebody that's on keto has more of like a cooking show, I can't watch it. I need my 4 ounces of pot roast, my great big leafy green salad, and my five asparagus spears on the side. That's what I need. I can't romance what other people can have. It doesn't work for me. And I know being on maintenance, I feel so blessed and I have so much gratitude. And I don't have to go far back to see what works for me because it's the same formula every day. A great big salad, the tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, the tablespoon of macadamia nut oil, that's done. And then over here on a plate, sometimes it's a salad plate from Fiesta, sometimes it's a bread and butter plate from Fiesta, is the portion of meat, the little side veggie, whether it's like cauliflower crumbles, Brussels sprouts, or asparagus, my favorites, or even some sauteed spinach, and with some butter on both the protein and the veggies. And that's my OMAD, and it works for me. Sometimes I do the fathead pizza, sometimes I do the individual quiches, but there's not a lot of fancy restaurant, menus and recipes, and I got to go to Pinterest and find something. It's pretty much the same every day. I just made a batch of chicken soup with some organic thighs. And so I'll have that with cauliflower crumbles and just a little cup of it. And then I'll have my great big salad and probably my little bit of meat or something like that. It would be the same thing with my cheeseburger soup, except I put the leftover pizza toppings on that. I'm planning on having that on Monday. So it's a little bowl of cheeseburger soup with the pizza toppings from Fathead Pizza Night put on it like in a crock and kind of cooked like you would a crock of chili, except it's cheeseburger soup with the couple of slices of pepperoni and some pepper jack cheese, and then my great big salad. And that works for me too. So I keep it very simple. I keep it loaded with fat. I track so I know how much. And it seems like 110 to 120 grams of fat keep me all day long. And my carbs under 20, usually under 15, some days even under 10. And those, I don't know, it just works and I get enough green leafies and I'm happy because when I go into my chronometer, I can see the minerals or the vitamins, the nutrients, and I can see that I'm getting 100% of this, 200% of that, as far as the green leafies go. So I'm plump with my veggies, and it works for me. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with just how I go about my day. I hope it helps you. If not now, when? Is it on your calendar, the when date? Or are you already doing it? Did you wake up this morning and say, that's it? Am I going to get comments like I do sometimes? It's like, are you sure your video wasn't just for me? I love that because it's great. Because if it hits somebody in the, I better do something about this now because this kind of seemed aimed at me. I love those moments. Those are the moments I live for, to find that somebody is identifying with me, with what I'm saying. And it's not about pumping me. It's about pumping you to do the right thing, the good thing, the thing that brings you to the place that you want to be. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with her little collection of keto community, family, snowflakes, pickles, and best of all, turtles. And the turtles are the ones that are, I'm doing this for life, and so I don't have to worry. Slow motion will get me there. Steady wins the race. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.